This is my program WebScraper. It allows you to get data from the internet and put it into an Excel document. There are 3 buttons on the mainframe: Forex Factory button, the other button, and the tutorial button. The tutorial button takes you to a link to a YouTube video to watch about how to use this program. The Forex Factory and other screen take you to a screen that looks like this, which allows you to add a web address, an Excel file location to save the Excel file, and the data you want to collect. The difference between the other frame and the Forex Factory frame is the Forex Factory frame comes with a preset website address that you can add to or delete, and preset data that's already entered for you to help my client get the data he's looking for. For the Forex Factory tab, all you have to do is open a directory to get started, or you have to save it directly to a location. So in my case, I want to save the desktop as a test.xls. So if I just go here and change my file name to test.xls, it will work. And then I can just start scraping, it'll scrape for me. And a pop-up will show up to say where my program's at the current moment. As you can see here, my program finished without any problem, which allows me to hit the OK button, and then if I look for the directory where I saved it, I can now open it. And you can see it has every piece of data that I wanted, well, that had preset for me over there. Now let's say I want to do something more advanced with this. Let's say I want to get a certain week. All you would have to do is go to Google, type in the site you want to get to. So for my client, that would be Forex Factory. So I just type in forexfactory.com, and then hit calendar, and then the week I want to get. So say I want to get the 15th to the 21st. I would just go there and then copy the link over. And then now, if I copy that to the website address, it would get that data for me. Let's say you want to do something more complex with your web scraping that doesn't include Forex Factory. To do that, you just have to go to your other button and then type in the website address. So if you go over to Google and type in codingbat.com, it'll be good to find a basic site to work with to explain it to you. And you can just inspect it to find the HTML code you want to find, and when you find it, you just have to type it into the HTML location. So if it's span, and then class, and then equals, and then h2, and then your ending, and then right here you have to add the name you want for it. So if you want warm-up 1, for example, and you're getting all the titles over there, just type that in. So you need a name, which is the header for that column, and then an HTML location where you can find by inspecting the element. And then you have to put the website address inside your program, and then you have to find a location to save it. So we can just save it as text.xls over the other one we just saved over, knowing that we saved over that one. And then start scrape, and it says finish all problems until it's there. And if we look here, we can see it added, got all the values we wanted. And now, there's a lot of error handling within this one program. For example, in Forex Factory, if you don't have a directory and you try to start scrape, it will say no save directory found. And if you get one that's not the right file type, it also won't let you do it. So say I want a test.fg, it won't save it. But if you have test.xls or xlsx, it will save it. But say you had a wrong website address, it won't start to scrape either. It'll say URL can't be found or can't form internet connection. This helps with a lot of my success criteria, since for one, this program will allow end users to click buttons to retrieve data, because they have a table right here where they can just click on it and then add the events they want to have, which my client can do easily if he has to add anything in the future. And the program has a relatively simple interface which my client can use and other people can use and the client in the future can use for other sites. And it's also easy to follow the instructions that will be given based on the tutorial we're watching right now to use Forex Factory and get different times and dates for Forex Factory related stuff. And you can also put time zones in there by doing the thing I mentioned beforehand of adding a week to this. And you can't override data, because if you try to, as I'm telling you right now, if you try to go to test right here, so say you try to go to desktop and use test, it'll let you do it. But if you open it and you're trying to do stuff with it, it won't let you override it. Instead, it'll just create a new file. You can see it's going right now, and then once it finishes, it's going to do test.xj71r, because it doesn't want to reassign your value. And if it can't do that, then it'll give you an error, so it doesn't override any of your existing data. And also, there is an auto check because of the things I mentioned before, with there being error messages that show up if you do something wrong. And it's also a pop-up that shows up when you finish your program, when it finishes scraping to know it's done. And you can look at the directory here to find out where you saved it if you don't remember. But there are some problems with this program. For example, right here, it doesn't show you what exact step it's doing, which is one thing that needs to be improved on for the future. Also, when you save data, so for example, test 2 here, or test here, for example, how you see how it says warm-up 1, warm-up 2, string 1, array 1, and such. These are in blue, but it's saving as black. So that's one thing if you improve upon of adding color to it. So instead of showing it as green, it shows it as blue to show that that's the color it came from in the actual code itself. And now this is done, you can see that it added as test x string 71r instead of just test. And it also doesn't remind you where the export directory is in the pop-up menu, which would be helpful for people who don't understand what this means or need extra help with that. Which is another thing that can be improved upon. And the last thing that can be improved upon is finding certain values. So instead of having to find these values, all of them, you just want to find certain of them. So maybe you can say right here, like something like this. Maybe you can say certain, and then put the actual HTML code in there to be able to get certain data points that you need to use for the program in the future. And so you don't have to get each of them. You can just say you want the 5th data point or something here. Say you only want this one. It says find certain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and then find certain 10. I've added some features of that right now, just before, which adds. So say time only doesn't have one, like this one right here, only has 1 9 for 4 of them. With this before, it adds all 4 of them because it has a blank. It'll add 9 to those values, 9 PM to those values, or whenever it was beforehand.